Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. Last call for November. Isn't that crazy already? I feel like we just started, but kind of midway through the month. The month is going very well. We are already like they say by the 20th of the month, if you double where you're at by there, you will kind of end up to see where your month is. Already, if I doubled from today, we would have already beaten October's numbers. So, and I'm crossing my fingers. We haven't beaten November or 2020 numbers a lot this year. And I think if we keep the pace that we're going, we will beat what we did in November of 2020. It was lower than what we did in October of 2020. So a little bit less of a gap to get. So excited to see where we end the month. Tonight, we're going to talk about all things world tour. We're going to kind of do something a little different. I set a timer and we're only going to talk for 15 minutes. And we're going to try to see how much information we can give to you. We're going to hopefully in 2021, we're just going to do quick little 15-minute episodes of fun knowledge for you to keep it something that you can digest and to eat. So if you're watching this on the replay, let us know because we will be watching that, obviously. So World Tour is coming to a whole bunch of states. I think they said there's 48 locations, and they're going to be in all of the regions, which is fantastic. The US has the most stops, and we don't have anyone outside of the US in our group, but they are out there. So if you have other friends, they're all over. And as a reminder, keep talking to people outside of our own region. If you know of someone, or post on social media like, hey, do you know anyone that lives in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, wherever? Just keep those connections fueled. I don't know how better word for that. But keep them so that you can try to recruit them. Okay. So World Tour is a Scentsy sponsored event. It is probably one of the most fun events that they have. It's a small little 1-day event that they will host, and home office comes to the city and the state that you would like to go to. So obviously, if you go to the events tab in your workstation, they will have all of the dates listed and all of the locations. There's a bunch. A lot of us will be going to the Minneapolis location, which is super fun. It's at the convention center, which we were at maybe 3 years ago? It's been a while, but it accommodates a bunch of people. So that was fun to see that they went to a larger space again, because then we can have all of our friends. It's a fee that you would have to pay, and then you would get your ticket in and also a goodie bag that we don't know what will be in the goodie bag, but they've never disappointed us in giving us goodies. It's usually a warmer and some wax or some type of new product. I think one year, didn't we get washer whiffs? I think, and even like a clean bundle maybe as we were leaving. I think that was the last Minneapolis Convention Center one. So fun that we get kind of like surprises that we get usually before. Minneapolis is one of the very first stops that they will be stopping. So we'll be able to see and smell all of the new stuff. They typically have a display set up of all the new warmers and all the new scents and oils and all of that. So they put a lot of time and effort into bringing that with. Typically, it's 2 staff that run the event from home office. And then there are support staff there as well. I think they bring a team of 6 to 8 people from home office, but it's all people that work all over the home office. It's not just training people. It's people from customer support, it's people from shipping, it's people from the food service. I mean, anyone can apply to go on to the world tours. So it's kind of fun. You get to meet staff from home office. They make sure that we have a ton of fun. There's usually dancing, loud music, all sorts of fun things. So we usually meet in the morning and they'll have like corporate usually talks in the morning and gives us kind of a plan of what we're going to be doing for, kind of for the year, motivation, that sort of a thing. And then we'll break for lunch. I think it's a 2-hour break for lunch, which would be great because Minneapolis Convention Center, it's hard to get out and in. So if you're going to that one, you'll want to make sure you have a plan of where you're going to eat and how you're going to eat and all the goodies. You can bring your own food. You can go out for lunch. You can, whatever you want to do, have that kind of thought out before you get there. And then typically they'll do breakout sessions the last chunk of the day. So they'll have different speakers that are consultants from the area. And then they will have their topic. It's usually, buy, host, join is kind of what we have, typically train on at those events. And they, it's just all consultants, right? So you get to hear from people that are doing exactly what we are doing. There's nothing different about them. They're not home office. They are consultants. They're star directors, superstar directors, directors. Anyone that's rocking their business, they get nominated to speak in front of like all of the group. So it's pretty fun. And you just get to meet a whole bunch of people. So is there anything that I'm like missing that's like the big topics?
Something I would like to add, Anne, is I know some people think, well, what is it like? Like, do you go and you just sit in a quiet room and you just take notes? It's like totally opposite. Like Anne said, it is like music pumped inspiration. Like you're gonna leave there that day and be like totally inspired and like, I need to get going. Like I need to do this and I need to do this. And then you got all these ideas and you're so pumped. So like, don't think you're going to go there and be like, I'm just going to take notes. No, it's like you go there and you get totally inspired. And then, like I'm going to go to Minneapolis. So I'm super excited to see all of you guys that are in Minnesota because I haven't even met Courtney or Christy, Hope or Lisa, so it's going to be super awesome. I know you guys from here, but I haven't personally physically met you. So that's another thing is because you can just network with all of our Sensi family too. And that's a great experience. That's what I have to add.
Hope and Lisa, are you going to come to Minneapolis? Oh,
she's down in, you're in Texas though, right? Is there one down there?
Yes, there's one in Dallas.
Oh, good. You can go to that one, though it would be fun to have you here, obviously, but
I don't know anyone here.
That's okay.
Texas, yeah, you'll meet so many people. Texas is going to be nice though in the winter time. I'm sure it'll be warmer than it will be in Minneapolis, that's for sure. But yeah, I think the really cool thing about world tours, I agree with Kate, like just the kind of energy that is there, and like there's so many people that it's fun to, if you have people from your group that can get together and be there together, that's great. But there's just so many people that you can always find new people and make like connections that way. And sometimes it's really good to have connections like outside of like our little tight group, because I know like Kate and Anne and Cassie, you probably as well, and Nellie, you guys all have like connections kind of with other people that you've met at various events and things. So it's cool to have that different perspective as well.
And like Hope or anyone that's traveling alone, the consultants are so kind. They know that, there's some superstar directors that will watch for people that are by themselves. They'll connect people. Home office staff will do that. And literally you can turn to the next person and you can be like, hey, I don't know anybody. What's your name? And they will be so kind and open. I have never experienced an event where someone's like, ew, like, I'm not talking to you. Usually it's welcome arms. I've done it a few times, and like Andrea, like lived in Duluth. Now she moved back to like, I don't even know where she is right now, but not part of our team, not part of our group, not even within Becca's group, like totally different. And we brainstorm and we connect a ton just because I was like, hey, I'm Anne. How are you? Like, I see that you're by yourself. So you totally can make really neat connections.
I'm going to add too, is that if you are registered for, I almost said reunion, world tour, there's usually Facebook groups for your specific location. So maybe you want to jump on that. And there's people like, hey guys, I'm going alone. Like, who's out there that I can sit with? And you can connect with them that way, or they're getting you pumped up on the page, and they'll tell you different things like, hey, the parking over across the convention center is full. Why don't you go over here? Like, there's a plethora of information. So I would highly suggest finding your city that you're going to and jump on that Facebook page.
And you can just search for it in Facebook. Like it'll pop up.
Yep. What 2022 World Tour?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scentsy World Tour. I think
Yep.
they're all kind of very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year's like theme, right, is build. In the past, we've had, I can't remember exactly what they've called, but I know like one year I went, they talked about flipping the script, and then there's different kind of focal things that they focus on. But I think it's so cool how like it's just the message that you need to hear at that moment, and it's something that like everybody can relate to. So it's not like something that is only geared towards like consultants that have been in the business a long time. Like, it's for everybody. And you can also bring guests with you too, right? So if you have anybody who's maybe on the fence about joining, or somebody who you really want to show them what Scentsy about, you can bring them as a guest too. And then therefore you'll know somebody for sure too at your event if you have your guest. But I know somebody on our team did that a couple years ago, where they brought somebody who was kind of considering it, and then they ended up joining. So that was really cool.
And bring your hubby or your significant other, I should say, because events is where a lot of people get their eyes open to what the culture of Scentsy and what it means to have the Scentsy spirit. And they get to see consultants at all different levels and hear different stories. It's good to have your significant other with you. It's amazing what a small event like that can do to someone's perspective of a business.
And I think along those lines, like what kind of like the undertone has been so far in this discussion is that seeing your fellow Scentsy family face to face is so different than via a screen. And I know for me, I cannot wait to be in a building with a whole bunch of Scentsy people, because I miss that. And it just, like Kate said, it just inspires you and it gets you going in whatever direction you want your business, or if you just want to connect and like hang out with people and talk about similar things. So if you're local to here, there's a lot of us going so far, or at least a group of us. And so I know I would love to have face-to-face conversations with people again. There's a lot of power in that. And so if you're on the fence, I would absolutely consider doing it. You're not going to regret it. I promise you. And if you do, then you come tell me and we'll fix that.
And also, I know you guys are scared, like those of us that have never been there. You might be scared and nervous to go. So you might want to you're trying to talk yourself out of it, but just go. I promise you, you'll have an amazing day and you will connect with somebody. So just jump out of that comfort zone and just go. Because you're going to get, like Ann said, you're going to get this goodie bag and like, this is exciting and it's pumping.
Yeah, if anything, you get free stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, but I promise you, if you don't have a good day, we're going to have to check you for a fever.
Oh.
And it's right before like new catalog launches. I mean, it's going to be fun.
Like I'm already getting excited about it. Like just hearing us talk about it, it like brings back memories from like the first couple ones, and that like in person. I've only actually been to 2 in person. The other ones have been virtual, but those ones like they definitely made an impact for sure. So I'm excited.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's such a small price to pay to go for your ticket, to have so much information at your fingertips for that day that could change your whole entire business. So if you're thinking like, oh, it's, X amount of dollars, I don't have that right now. Okay, go sell, get some PRV, right? You still have time to sign up by getting a party, by closing out some orders this month. You still have time to register for next month. Minneapolis is one that sells out, but I think that we did not sell out when we were at the convention center before. I think they had enough space that they could accommodate anyone that wanted to come. So let's raise the roof. Like, let's pack those people in and get everyone there. Yeah, that was our timer. That was 15 minutes. I think we did fantastic. Anything last closing words about World Tour, anybody?
I just want to add something really quick. If anybody has participated in any of our virtual events, this is nothing like the virtual events, like the energy that you get. And I know it's already been said, but it is so different. It's so much fun. It's so worth going, and the connections, again, we will repeat it over and over and over again, because I promise you that is probably one of the biggest things that you take away from this event is the connections that you have with other consultants, maybe meeting the home office staff that's there. And it's so worth it. I haven't missed an event since I started attending. What was it? Spring Sprint years ago. So once you go, it's almost like you can't miss another event. So it's worth it. Go do it. Go for it.
Awesome. All right. Like I said, if you watch the replay, let us know. If you have any other questions, reach out to your director, your star director, or your superstar director. And that's it. Thanks for hanging out.